And for our final game this evening, we have the Gutterballz versus Entanglements, El Nubarino versus Conkill. We've got Orcs versus Imps. So Orcs, the canonical Bashy team, they're a running team, they're a Bashy team. They're going to stay caged up and move that ball down the pitch. They're going to open up lanes by knocking people over and moving their cage forward space by space. Whereas the Imperial Nobility team is a very interesting team. They're a pitch control team. They have a lot of skills that allow them to really control the pitch and control positioning on the pitch. And that is, at least in my opinion, that is a difficult skill to acquire. Conkill's done a great job of it so far in this competition. We'll see how Entanglements does against the Gutterballz in this matchup. I don't even know what the TV difference is. 280,000 gold going to Entanglements here in this matchup. We'll see what inducements are available to this team. Helmet Wolf will be the star player of the evening. A cheerleader, a bribe, and a coach. Helmet Wolf is a secret weapon. You can see he has a big old chainsaw. That's not allowed in the game. He'll only be allowed on the pitch for a single drive before the ref catches on to what he's doing. But that bribe is going to help keep him out on the pitch longer. That bribe will be able to pay off the ref and more than likely field Helmet Wolf for 2 drives in this game. So Helmet Wolf with that chainsaw, he can block, or instead of blocking, he just does a straight armor roll against the player. And it's a +3 to that armor roll. Now there is a risk of the chainsaw kicking back on Helmet Wolf. Whenever Helmet Wolf gets knocked down, he's still carrying that big chainsaw. So it's going to be a +3 against him as well. When he goes for that chainsaw action, he rolls a d6 on a 1, it kicks back on himself, he gets knocked down. Otherwise, it's an armor break to the opponent. And remember, it's a +3. So it's a very it's a great piece to try to remove pieces when you're up against a very resilient team like the Orcs. You can see lots of AV10 across the board. This is a skilled up Orc team. Lots of block on this roster. Lots of guard. Lots of mighty blow. You want to have something that can compete with that and try to take players off the pitch. Claw can do that. A chainsaw can certainly do that. We'll see if Conkill can manage to keep these Orcs at bay as they set up for offense. They won the coin toss. There's 3 on the line. Column set up in defense. 5 on the line for the offense with Steve Buscemi back to receive. These aren't Orcs. They're tall dwarves. So let's go over these skills a little bit, right? They've got, well, we'll go over it after the kickoff. Boy, got a 6 on the shallow onside kick blitz. Rolled a 3 on the D3, 6 open players get to activate. That is that's the strong side here of the offense. But man, they have an opportunity to fight for this ball right from the get-go. I knew someone who thought the phrase was right from the gecko. I was like, what does that even mean? 2-die block here by Helmet Wolf, or 2-die chainsaw here. Man! Helmet Wolf getting this game started! Apothecary being spent here before turn 1 and saves the day. Helmet Wolf right up on the blitz. Straight up murks a player. But the Apothecary saves his life. He'll go back into the reserve box to play in the second drive of the game. Corn be praised, that's right. Blood for the Blood God. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Oppo MVP. That's a Johns Hopkins. That's Doogie Howser, man. A little bit of pressure early in the left wide zone. The ball's going to actually scatter inward, which I think is in the Gutterballz favors. Clear skies for this game. Ball ends up on the 10-yard line. A couple of spaces out of that left wide zone. Turn one now. Steve Buscemi has sure hands, so we'll get a free reroll on the ball pickup. It'll be a 3+ pickup. Also a blodger with Mighty Blow. Has block, has dodge, has Mighty Blow. This Imperial Nobility team, so you can see the linemen here, they have fend. This means when they get blocked, the opponent doesn't necessarily have an opportunity to follow up. You can trigger the fend skill, and the opponent can't follow you on the block. They'll have to stay right where they are. These blitzers, right? These blitzers are really the stars of the show. MA7, decent stat line, 3+, 4+, 9+. They have catch, so they're catchers. They have block. They have sidestep. They have jump up. So we saw jump up a little bit earlier in our games this evening. Jump up means if you get knocked down, you don't have to spend the 3 MA to stand back up. You can stand back up for free. That means not only do you not lose the 3 MA, but it means that you don't have to declare. You don't necessarily have to declare a blitz with this player. If you succeed on a die roll, you can just take a block and save your blitz for later in the turn. Bodyguards here also have a pitch control skill here. You can see they have stand firm and they have wrestle. So stand firm, it's kind of the opposite of fend, right? It says fend is if you push me back, you can't follow me. Stand firm is you can't push me back. I'll stay right where I am. Wrestle means on a both down result, you can choose to go both down, but it's not an armor break and not a turnover. So on offense or on your turn, it's a way to make the die a little safer. But if you're fragile, like say on a Wood Elf team, maybe your lineman has wrestle. It's a way to keep them alive longer. Luckily, that's right. Luckily, that work with the cleaver went to medical school. Good pickup. Didn't need the use of sure hands. Who needs rerolls when you can just roll sixes? Moves the ball up to the 6-yard line. Work with a cleaver. It's a medical school. Knockdown. Oh, armor break on Helmet Wolf. Only got a stun out of it. Will this mean we see a foul? So if Helmet Wolf is removed, remember he's only out for a single drive. So if he is removed, that is the drive. Blitz on the right side, gets a foul against Michael Bolin. We'll see you later, Michael Bolin. Goodbye, sir. Wow, this is a killer game. Both apothecaries being used in turn one and both saving the lives of their respective players. Michael Bolin lives to see another drive. Failed rush on the blitzer here. Repositions to cover the back right corner. Gutterballz down to 2 rerolls. Electric Smith says, Helmet never hurt anyone. I mean, other than that kill before the game started. Projectile Vomit on to Bullnoose. Doesn't break armor. Projectile Vomit is a special action for the Troll. It's very similar to the Chainsaw. You don't get a +3. You also have to roll a d6. And like the Chainsaw, it can kind of kick back on you. You can vomit on yourself. It's a straight armor break. What's nice about these straight armor break rolls is that they're, I'm going to call them free, right? They're, unlike a block roll, if you fail a block roll, that's a turnover. The armor break rolls, if you fail those, that's not a turnover. So things like stab or a chainsaw or projectile vomit, you can take those actions and not worry about whether you fail or not. Well, other than the kickbacks, I guess. Other than rolling a 1. I really want a copy of, I don't know why this came into my head. Oh, because I was talking about Epic. Electric Man rooting for the defense. There was an old, I think Milton Bradley published it, but there was an old board game. So there was an old Games Workshop board game that Milton Bradley later Hasbro made called Hero Quest. Hero Quest is big dumb fun. I love it a lot. It's awesome. I love Hero Quest. There was a 40K version called Space Crusade. I really want a copy of that. But it's like stupid expensive. The Space Crusade came out in Europe, and like, you know, with everything going on, like shipping's insane. But boy, I'd love a copy of Space Crusade. It came out at a time where like you got a whole bunch of stuff in the box, like lots of minis, lots of cardboard terrain and stuff. Team reroll spent here against Carl Hungus. Gets a push. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a pro reroll. Hasbro recently, I don't want to say they redid it. They did redo it, but it's basically a re-release of Hero Quest, and I have all of it. Ajax the Ride with the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, Raiders. Thank you, Ajax the Ride. I appreciate it. Good to see you again. Two-die blitz against Pat Cloverhitch gets a push out of this. Pat Cloverhitch is a sidestepper, so instead of it being pushed directly back, Pat Cloverhitch can be pushed into any adjacent open space, and the coach of Pat Cloverhitch gets to decide what space that is. So it doesn't have to be backwards. Two-die block against Cole Carrick. Ben Jr. gets a push. So I got this new board game. I'm really eager to try it. It's called Cross Bronx Expressway. And it's part of this... I think I've talked about this series before. So it's part of this series called the Irregular Conflict series. There's a series of games called the Counterinsurgency games, or coin games, which model like insurgency combat and counterinsurgency combat pretty well. And sort of an offshoot of that is something called the Irregular Conflict series. So it's not... So the coin series is really popular, and people tried to shoehorn in irregular conflicts into the coin model. But after a while, they're like, why don't we just... Wait, you like games? Yeah, I do. They're like, why don't we just make a different series? So it's called the Irregular Conflict series. So it's not counterinsurgency. It's just you know, irregular conflicts, right? Like not traditional army, you know, regular army versus regulars. Cross Bronx Expressway is interesting because it's a game where, like, I guess you can call it a war game, but you're trying to build out the South Bronx in like the mid 20th century, and like different factions are competing for what this should look like. So some want to, like, you know, push people out of certain areas, or like tear down, like, you know, areas that people could afford, and you know, or whatever. Or some people want to gentrify it. Some people want to move people out of their homes to build roadways. And so it's an interesting concept on like these different factions that all want something different in sort of a war game veneer, but it's about like urban development. So I'm really excited to try it. Ajax Riot says Festoon was tired of being in Sargus in the foul shadow. He showed the rest of the team why he won MVP 3 games in the past during his match, having passed 100% of his boneheaded rolls while Sarguson was on vacation. 22 seconds ago in turn 2. Entanglements with 2 rerolls. Couple of players behind the ball right now, trying to threaten the ball early in the turn here with that early kickoff blitz. Good armor break here by Helmet Wolf. Only gets a stun out of it. It's a pretty decent stun though. It allows the imp team to kind of pull right here and not worry about this for a turn. Yeah, this series, I'm really enamored with this series. The first, called A Jest of Robin Hood, which is good. And then there is another one that I haven't gotten to the table yet. It's called Viyaha Nagara, I think. I own it. I haven't played it. Turn 3 now for the Gutterballz. They have the ball on their own 4-yard line. So getting back to center pitch can be tricky, right? Because they're up against a pitch control team. So again, up against maybe a normal defense, they're like, all right, I'm going to blitz down this one guy. That's going to open my lane. I'm going to move through it. And that's typically how it works when I play. But against a team like this where, you know, the bodyguard stands firm, you can't necessarily push him out of the way, or the lineman fends so you can't follow up. Against a team that can control the pitch, that can be tricky, which means they're incentivized to move right, but if they do that, it's going to make the defense all the stronger because they have less pitch to worry about. Took the block. Took the both down result because he had block skill, but wrestle trumps that, and both players are going to get knocked to the ground. No armor break, no turnover. 2-die block against Yvonne. The Curse cross stitch gets either a push or a both standing. It's not going to matter because this is up against a player that can stand firm, so they're going to stay right where they are. Mr. Rocker Crocker, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. No, he's not here. He's here in spirit, though. So it looks like the Gutterballz are going to commit to this right side of the pitch here. They're going to move the ball up to the opposing 14-yard line? 10-yard line. Going to be a double rush to cover the corner. Why even watch Blood Bowl without pips? I know, man. I know. Takes a mark on Platt. I'm going to call him Platt all night. Pat Cloverhitch. That's a 3+ to dodge away with the dodge skill. Not when you get knocked to the ground, it's not. So who's going to cover the right side? Got the knockdown. Is it going to be a double rush to cover the back right corner? Nope, it's just going to keep the cage wide. Turn 3 for entanglements, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush, rush. Currently has a 1 die without the block skill against a player that does have the block skill, has both block and dodge. Hank the Ranger says if Pips ever dies, he rides that day. Ban this dog. Mark taken against Philip Seymour Hoffman. So this is one of the big end blockers. They have a strength of 4. This one has leveled up and picked up the block skill. It's a very typical first pickup. Block is so valuable in this game. Block and dodge both. I don't think people would argue that they're perhaps the 2 most valuable skills in the game. Got the knockdown here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 3+ dodge to a blitz on the ball carrier, maybe? Can make that a 2-die blitz. Or just chainsaw it. Why not? Let's just chainsaw it. Oh, rush chainsaw. Couldn't break armor. Rush chainsaw blitz didn't work out. Good 3+ dodge away by Bull Moose to stay in this drive here. Still in the first quarter, right? Ball's already made it 3/4 of the way downfield. Turn 4 for the Gutterballz. For the Gutterballz. Well, the apothecaries, they made out like bandits, right? They got their they got their working for the day early. They could go home. Minute 4 on the clock for the Gutterballz. Trying to figure out how to get out of this predicament. They're pretty well guarded by imps right now. Really, only a Powell's on a number of blocks is going to save the Orcs right now. They're not out of it, but they're in a little bit of trouble here. Helmet Wolf right behind the ball carrier. 1 die block against Charles Windsor. This will work out. A 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. Is he going to set up a half cage? Nope. He's just going to go. This is going to go all the way to the end zone. There it is. 1-0 the score. Well done. Early score here by the Orcs. Orcs did their job. The Orc offense did their job to get in the end zone. I think the Imperial defense did their job as well to force that score pretty early. Now they're going to have an opportunity to get on the board before the end of the first half. Wow. Wow. That ref. Wow, he is on point. Con kill. So Helmet Wolf is a secret weapon. After the drive, the ref's like, hey, you can't have a chainsaw on the pitch. Con kill tried to argue the call. Did not argue the call successfully with the ref, and then said, hey, here's a little coin, man. What do you say? Why don't you just let this slide? And the ref's like, you will not bribe me. Get out of here. Helmet Wolf out of the game. Orcs in Cups formation. 5 on the line for the offense. A chainsaw is kind of hard to miss. That's true. You offended his honor with that bribe. You tried to argue the call. Look at that. That was a 5. You were this close to him calling you off the pitch, but he did you a favor, and then you went and bribed him. He's come up with a vicious ref. On the ball to get under the ball here. Solid defense. 4 players that are unmarked can reposition by the defense. I don't know if they will. They may. Actually, they very well may. Gutterballz thinking about where they may position these 4 players. I think they may position at least 2 of them. One up over in the right wide zone. 2 in the right wide zone. So it's going to cover the wide receivers here. Yeah, can't put another one in the left wide zone. There's already a player there. I would have thought maybe some players would have gone on the line. So what you're seeing here is that you can only put, you must put 3 players, at least 3 players here. You can have a max of 2 players in these wide zones. Right. So a max of 2 players in either wide zone. You must have at least 3 on the line. Everything else is fair game. It's important to note that if you have a kicker on your roster, your kicker has to go outside of those 3 zones. Can't be on the line, can't be in a wide zone. You can. That's right. Telestrator of Doom has been activated. You can set your kicker up on the line. You can put him in the wide zone. But if you do that, you can't actually kick with your kicker. Are those numbers how many deaths are coming up? So 5 turns to get in the end zone here by Entanglements. If they can, it'll be a tie ball game at the half, and then Entanglements will be on offense again. They can try to stall this out for 8 turns and win this game 2-1. 2-die block against John Goodman over in the right wide zone will be a push. I gotta like clean out some stuff. I gotta clean out there's a closet I think I need to clean out. And then I have these 2 storage rooms in the basement. One of which is just empty, but the other one I think I want to clean out as well. And then I have like an old coffee table and stuff. I gotta call like junk removal. Just get it out of here. I'm like looking forward to having it out, but I'm not looking forward to having to rummage like through it. And you have an old slow mouse. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the old mice. Just, I like them. I like them. I just don't like that stupid Razer Synapse software. So now I never have to worry about it. But you know, you can never have too many mice, right? I guess you can actually have too many mice. But you know, you'll want one for your laptop and blah 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 blah. You have an extra mouse? I have 3 extra mice. Well, 4 if you count one that I keep in a closet near the living room. Or stuff like, so I have a bunch of like Raspberry Pis, and if I need to like reinstall, maybe I just want like a quick mouse and keyboard control or something. Typically, I access them through a terminal through SSH, but yeah, sometimes it's nice to just have a keyboard and a mouse. Electric Man says I have a Razer mouse. Yeah, that was my old. So I have a Razer Naga Pro V2 and a Naga V2 Hyperspeed is what they're apparently called. But my new mouse is a Keychron M7. Keychron M7 8K, I think is its name. A testator? What is that? Dodge push here on Michael Bolin. Gets a sidestep. Michael Bolin dead briefly, but saved by the apothecary. A kind sir with the raid. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders, to our 3rd and final game of our triple header tonight. Thank you, kind sir. I appreciate it. Good to see you back. Michael Bolton doesn't die. Good armor break over in the right wide zone. Gets a stun out of this. That's right, ahoy boy. Welcome, a kind sir. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope your streams have gone well this evening. Gutterballz back on the bonus clock. They're down 3 minutes already here at the start of the 2nd quarter. Keeping their defense ahead of this Imperial Nobility team. Remember, it's a pitch control team, so the Gutterballz don't want to just give away territory because it can be difficult to reclaim it. This will be a stand firm. Tried to get off the sideline, didn't work out there. Now turn 5 for Entanglements. John Goodman in favor, in danger of being surfed. Seconds down on the turn here as Conkill considers their options. Negating assists for this surf attempt. There it is, 1 die. That's all he needed on the push. Well done. John Goodman off the pitch. God, that dwarf guy, man, he is violent. Always just hammer fisting you right in the skull. I don't even think he paid for a ticket. I think he's here to just beat people up. Two-Eye Blitz gets a pal against Jeff Bridges. Got the knockdown, but no armor break. Roll a Snake Eye. That's just CPR. Rushes forward. What's the plan here? Going for the pass. Going for the pass. Failed the pass. Tried to pass downfield to Pat Cloverhitch. Pass didn't work out. The ball's going to end up on the opposing 8-yard line. Just behind Juan Slipknot. Famously the founder of the band Slipknot. Control's going to stand back up. Tried to funnel guys through and tried to pass the ball. Passing the riskiest action you can take in the game of Blood Bowl. Didn't work out here. And now there's going to be a fight for the ball as a scrum forms. Boo. So, not even remotely speaking of the same thing, but it reminds me. So, I'm a toy collector. I really like Transformers, and I finally got this toy. It was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was 2014, and it's a box of Transformers. It's like Megatron, Optimus Prime, a couple other guys. And Rat-Bat and Laserbeam as a guitar and a keytar. So it's a box put together. It's in a roadie box, and it's called the Knights of Unicron. It's as if the Transformers got together and made a hair metal band, and it's awesome because it comes with like these paper products. So it comes with like a faux record, and you can pull a record out of its sleeve and stuff, and it's actually the instructions in it, and like posters, and it comes with like a ticket to a show and a VIP badge and all this stuff. And then the actual toys have cloth goods, like Soundwave has an actual mohawk, like a cloth mohawk. Like they have like ribbons and ascots and shit. It's amazing. And I've always wanted this, and I finally got it, and it's beautiful. You cried when Optimus Prime died, didn't you? Yes, I did. I was a kid in the movie theater when Optimus Prime died, and it was traumatizing. Which Hasbro a few years ago, I'm not making this up, you can look it up, Hasbro made a toy of dead Optimus Prime. But they called it what do they call it? I think they call it Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. But it's Optimus Prime who was dead from the movie. There is an honest to God official toy of dead Optimus Prime. Turn 6 for Entanglements. Iron Six says Transformers hair metal band. Awesome, full stop. Yeah, it's rad. Optimus after his prime. There's actually a real band called Cybertronic Spree that dress like the characters from the 1986 movie. I love them. They're great. Good dodge away from the left wide zone to get Michael Boland back over to the right side of the pitch. Losing control of the ball as Jeff Bridges picks the ball up for the defense. Hail Galvatron. Yeah, they made a new. So I'm just going to talk about Transformers, but the main bad guy in that movie is called Unicron. It is a planet-eating Transformer, and maybe 9 years ago, I don't really remember, not that long ago, Hasbro has their own version of Kickstarter called HasLab, and they created a HasLab for an enormous Unicron. It is the biggest Transformer ever made. It stands like 3 feet tall. I own it. It's awesome. But they also made new versions of like his heralds, so like Galvatron and Scourge, and why can't I think of the other guy? Galvatron, Scourge, and other guy. But it's all cool. I have them all lined up. Warmaster says, "Did you like Transformers 1?" I like Transformers 1 a lot. So I'm a Transformers fan, and I will tell you, all of the movies suck. Now, Transformers fans that are my age might tell you the original movie was awesome. The original 1986 movie. It's not. It's terrible. It's a terrible movie. The only good Transformers movie is Transformers 1, and that's why it's such a shame that it flopped as hard as it did. The Bumblebee movie was okay, but all the other movies are terrible. Cyclonus, thank you, Warmaster. Cyclonus, yeah. Turn 7 for the Gutterballz. Yeah, they came out with there was a. I don't know if you remember, like the old Constructicons. They were like the green construction guys that transformed into like a giant robot. They formed together. There was a Japanese combiner back in the day called Raiden. It was a bunch of trains that formed together. We never got it here in North America. So they came out with a Masterpiece version. Masterpiece is so Hasbro, the Transformers brand is like shared between two companies, Hasbro and Takara. I won't get into the details of that, but the Masterpiece line is their like high-end line that's expensive and very intricate and high-quality materials and stuff. So anyway, they came out with a Masterpiece version of these train bots, and they even like rebranded the Masterpiece line for this. Like, they're like, oh, this is it. This is the thing. Super expensive. It's 6 trains that form into a giant robot. I bought all of them, and I hate it. It's terrible. It is the worst. Good removal here by Steve Buscemi. Remember, Mighty Blows gives you a +1 to your armor injury roll. You combine that with something like block and tackle. Tackle negating dodge makes it even easier to go murder someone. The cat Electric Man says, remember the cats that form together? Predacons? Yep, I have Predaking as well. I've seen Optimus in person. He's pretty big. Granted, he wouldn't come out of truck for it. Yeah, Predaking and the Predacons are pretty cool. I only recently got a G1 Megatron, like the Gunform Megatron, because I wanted it to be in like good condition and complete. And I found one at at a convention called TFCon. Yeah, the gun. Oh, that's awesome, Mr. Rocker Crocker. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, it's actually true. I did see him. I went to a convention where they had a custom-built semi-truck to look like Optimus Prime. That is rad, man. That's super, super cool. Jeff Bridges with a 2-die on Juan's Slipknot. Gets to knock down another armor break. And another removal. And now the Gutterballz in pretty good shape. You can see all the removals here. To hang on to their lead here at the end of the first half. Oh, that's super awesome. Oh, I'm jealous. Warmaster says it was a pain to transform. It's not that bad. It feels like it's gonna break, and it just may, so there is that. But there was a masterpiece version of Megatron, which I also have. That is a pain to transform. That thing is a nightmare. Like, you need a PhD in astrophysics. It is so convoluted and unfun. I never want to transform it again. Spire says this is a hard-fought 8-turn stall. Yes, indeed it is. But it has worked out this far. And if those KOs stick, then it's going to be pretty significant. Warmaster says, I have seen it. What a puzzle. Yeah, it is. Huh. And I have the one that has, like, the chrome finish. So, like, there's, like, very narrow tolerances. And if you mess it up, you'll chip the chrome. Ugh. Going for a foul on John Turturro. Four assists. Here we go. 6+ the break armor. Didn't get anything out of it. Gets called off the... Wah! Does not get called off the pitch. This time, the ref's like, you know what? You're all right. Went on a foul. Each assist on a foul treats the opposing armor value as a -1. Got a stun out of this. Got called... the ref blew the whistle. He's like, look, I caught you, man. And Conkill was able to successfully argue with the ref and say, look, man, this was not a foul. And the ref said, you know what? You're right. You're right. He's not injured. You're fine. Spire says, a friend of mine has that 6-train transformer just saw for the first time last weekend. Oh, that's cool, man. Like, the individual train bots are awesome. Like, they're fantastic. Mr. Rocker Crocker says Optimus is here on Facebook is the name of the truck. That's the truck's page. It has like 6 or 8 cameras mounted outside because the visibility is awful. Move says funny despite all the nobility. There's a clump there in a clump in the sideline. The only easy one to chain surf is a stun to work. 2-die block on Ollie. Sheetben here gets a knockdown. Looking for a 9+ this time. Mr. Rocker Crocker says there's also a Bumblebee in Trax as a G1 Corvette. That's cool, man. Yeah, Trax, the blue Corvette. There was also a red one and a black one. I don't remember what their names were. Man, oh man! The crimes being committed in this game. Another murder, no apothecary to save the life of this imp this time. Oh. Man. Oh, man. Yeah, the ref calls that out. Man. At the end of the first half, is anybody left? 1-0 the score. The Gutterballz in the lead here. The Gutterballz on defense. Again, they're going to have 11 on the roster. So just the one-man player advantage for the defense. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I'm saying that work with the real-life Optimus there is a bumblebee and track. Yeah, I understood. I got you. I just meant in the toy there was a black and a red one too. But yeah, it tracks the blue Corvette with like the flames on the hood. Everybody up on the line for the Imperials. One back to receive. Charles Windsor, the thrower. Here's the kick. Cups formation for the defense. Charles Windsor will be able to get under this ball again. (50-50) 50-50 catch didn't work out. But the weather has changed and we now have sweltering heat. So the coach is hoping that we don't get another drive out of this, I think. it's gonna depend on Ranger. Make the Ranger you get your sweltering heat. Congratulations. So sweltering heat says at the beginning of a drive, D3 amount of players from both teams will be out of the game or out of the drive with heat stroke. If the game continues after that, a new drive begins. Anybody that was out with heat stroke can't be out of a consecutive drive with heat stroke. New players would be chosen to be out with heat stroke. Bad Dog says, I think if there's any players are left at the end of this, it's fisticuffs in the parking lot after the game. Two-dive block on the line here. Gets a knockdown against the untrained troll, but no armor break. And that's going to free up Town's square knot. Blitz still available. Probably a blitz on Jeffrey Lebowski. Nope. Looks like it's going to be a blitz on Jackie Treehorn over in the right wide zone. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, found a pic of Optimus plus tracks to post in the Discord. I'll check it out. Ah, that's so cool. That's awesome. Ah, that's so cool. Two-dive blitz against Jackie Treehorn. It's going to be a push. It's going to keep the big one marked by Town's square knot. Pushes in towards center pitch. Trying to clear these wide zones. And specifically trying to control the right one here. Good ball pickup this time. Picking it up off the ground was a 3+. Catching it off the kickoff is a 4+. Charles Windsor moves up to the their own 14-yard line. And we'll see if the Orcs try to break through here on turn 9. Sending everyone forward. Threatening the pass with a number of Imperials. Trying to get some of these Orcs off the back of the thrower and force them to cover these receivers. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I forgot about tracks until I found the Optimus page. The owner used to be my DM for D&D. Oh, that's cool, man. It's cool when like you have a buddy or a gaming buddy or a coworker or a colleague or somebody, And they're like, oh, by the way, check out this rad thing I have. I love that stuff. I'm a big fan of Soundwave, the old G1 cassette tape, so I have a lot of them. They made one that actually was an actual cassette deck. I have that. It was an MP3 player. They made one that it wasn't a working tablet, but it transformed into a tablet. I thought the engineering was interesting, but otherwise it's eh. I also have one that's part of a line called Smallest Transforming Transformer. It's a Soundwave that I think when it's transforming to cassette and to its cassette player mode, I think it's about ½ an inch long. And it also has a cassette of Ravage the dog that also transforms, so it's even tinier. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, too bad we didn't have this conversation a week ago. Optimus was in Maryland over the weekend. Oh, no kidding. Where in Maryland? Dude, I blitz on Pat Cloverhitch. This is going to be a both standing result here by the Gutterballz. Yeah, it turned into like a working MP. Double skulls against Town Square Knot. Is he going to spend the reroll here? Spent the reroll, got the knockdown. Oh, is that Pax River? That's cool. Broke armor, gets a stun out of this. Yeah, transformed into a working MP3 player. And you could also buy headphones separately, which I also have, that transformed into Frenzy and Rumble. And they're working headphones. Turn 10 back to Entanglements. Rush over in the left wide zone. For the one die against Philip Seymour Hoffman. Gets the knockdown here. So the Orc defense going all in on protecting against the threatening receivers. Not sending anybody towards the ball carrier just yet. I imagine next turn, if things don't change too much here, we'll see a little bit of pressure applied to the thrower. Failed dodge, gets a free reroll. Did not get the free reroll due to tackle. Had to spend a team reroll to do that. Electric Man says, I just thought it was funny how the actual tape deck didn't play tapes. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Boy, lots of dodges. Scary, scary dodges. Now, one die against Maud Lebowski is going to be a pal. Making some scary blocks here, but trying to free up some players. Sent the players downfield, threatening a pass on all four players. I think the Orc team did the right thing here, and they said, you know what? Well, you're the only guys who are going to score, so I'll go after you. Threatening that score like that, I think that can be really effective for certain teams that have both a passing game and a running game, like a human team. A human team might throw a couple of players downfield to force the defense to pull some players back to cover those receivers, which weakens their run defense, which means now the humans have a stronger run defense, right? So you threaten the pass. If you're not going to cover the pass, then I'm going to run. Or if you're going to go in all in on the run, now I have the option to pass. Here, I think the idea was to score early to try to win the game 2-1. But El Nubarino was having none of it. He's like, you know what? No, I'm ahead 1-0. I'll cover everybody who can actually score. And if you want to do something else, you want to run that ball, come at me, bro. He's throwing one dice like he's playing dwarves. Blitz on Michael Bolin. Got the pow here. Steve Buscemi on the blitz. 8+ with Mighty Blow, remember. And if he naturally breaks armor, he'll get a +1 on the injury roll instead. We don't talk too much about the injury table in this game, but there is an injury table. The injury roll is a 2d6. On a 2-7, all things being equal, on a 2-7, that results in a stun. An 8 or 9 is a knockout, and a 10 or higher is a casualty, which will then allow you to roll on the casualty table. 2-die block on Pat Cloverhitch. This will be a knockdown thanks to tackle. Remember, tackle negates dodge. Looking for a 9+ this time. Yeah, getting a little aggressive with the 4 wide receivers here. I'm not sure what the play will be to get on the board. Wow, the sweltering heat is like playing with my eyes. The Gutterballz down to 1 minute 26 seconds on the bonus clock here in turn 10. But that is quite all right. You get no bonus points for leaving time on the clock, so you may as well use it. Use every resource you have available to you. Use the clock, use your rerolls, use your apothecary. Turn 11 now for entanglements. You know what I want? I think I want a bowl of cereal. That's what I want. Now entanglements really have to fight every single turn to try to get someone free, and they're up against the bashiest, maybe not the bashiest, but they're up against a squarely bashy team who has no problem saying, fine, you wanna go toe to toe, let's go. No, not Boo Berries. It would be something like Honey Bunches of Oats or something. Actually, I think that's all I have. I actually have 2 boxes of a novelty cereal from like 10 years ago. Maybe I could open that. Failed dodge will be a turnover. Turn 11 now for the Gutterballz. The Gutterballz in the lead here, feeling nope. I might have sent somebody down to threaten the thrower, but I think El Nubarino might have the right of it here. It says, I don't need to bother. I'm in the lead. Why weaken my defense? Yeah, Spire says I might have moved that last piggin down to threaten the thrower. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But El Nubarino might have the right of it. The goblins and the squigs, those are great. Under a minute to play for the Gutterballz. They have just 1 minute, 6 seconds on the bonus clock. Two-die blitz on Ralph Barbed Wire. Gets a knockdown thanks to block. No armor break. Try to mark out these players. So when we say mark out, so you can see there's a player here. Yeah, that's a good foul, I think. Good foul. Well, maybe not a good foul when you've got a ref. Oh! When you've got a ref that is this on point. Tried to foul here. This ref has been calling players off for fouls left and right. Tried to argue with the ref, and the ref was like, you know what? I'm sick of you coaches arguing with me. And threw out El Nubarino as well. El Nubarino ejected from the game, can no longer argue the call. We'll have a -1 to the brilliant coaching kickoff event as well. Being marked out. So you're here. Your opponent is here. And your opponent is here. So they're orthogonally on opposite directions of you. That means every space you can move, if you want to dodge, it's a negative dodge, right? You will get a -1 modifier to your dodge. And when you have an edge of 3+, that's suddenly a 50-50. And then you've got to dodge again. Michael Bolton with the removal by playing dead is classic Michael Bolton. 40 seconds ago for Entanglements. Running out of options here. They've got their thrower available, but everyone else tied down. Trying to clear Philip Seymour Hoffman. They do so. This is going to allow Bull Moose to move freely. Is this going to be a throw? If it is, it's 1-2. It's a long pass. There's going to be the pass. Interception attempt fails. The pass is incomplete. And now the Gutterballz are going to try to get this ball in a couple of turns here. They're going to form a scrum around the ball. Tried the long pass here. I think he could have made it a little better with a couple of rushes. But then the math gets harder, right? You've got to calculate all of that and figure out what your best option is. Electric Man says, does he get SPP for that? SPP for what? for a failed pass? Oh, he's got Cannoneer. Yeah, good call. Good call. So he wants to stay in long range. So you can see Cannoneer gives you a +1 for long passes and long bombs. That used to be a single skill that just straight up gave you a +1. There's two skills now. There's Cannoneer and other. Pistol. Pistolier. Accurate, yeah. Accurate is a +1 for quick and short passes, and Cannoneer is a +1 for long passes and long bombs. Dude, blitz against Town Square. Now it's going to be double skulls. He'll spend a reroll here for sure. I'm surprised he didn't move more players in before taking this blitz. Gets the knockdown. And now the players are going to move in around the ball. Why position off the ball? Oh, because he was trying to pick the ball up. 50-50 or 75% pickup with sure hands didn't work out. And now this ball bounces out of the would-be scrum. Can Entanglements make something happen with this as the fourth quarter begins? Entanglements can conceivably score here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rush. I mean, if you want all these dodges, it could be one rush, but I think it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Oh, it's 1 dodge, 2 dodge. Pickup for 3+. Another dodge. Ugh. Ugh. It'd have to be a blitz somewhere. So I think that it's a blitz by Bull News somehow. Where can the thrower come in? Or it could be a blitz by the thrower. But the thrower, Bull News would be better. But taking a 1 die over in the right wide zone first. And that is going to be a turnover. Null turn here for Entanglements. Turn 13 forward to Gutterballz. They're going to have another opportunity to try to pick this ball up. I can't remember what TV show it was from, but it was was it Family Guy? Where it's like Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger was like, "They're food." 2-die block against Augustine Webb. It's a knockdown here. Oh, great armor break. Even as a stun, that's a player that's out for a turn and a half, effectively. Making it even easier for these orcs to secure this ball. If they can secure it, this game is all but in the bag. Just YOLO for the pickup. Got the 3+ pickup. And it's going to start moving this ball down pitch to try to get another touchdown out of this. So 2 players to cover. Blitz still on the table, so there could be a player coming in on this. 2 die over the right wide zone is going to be a POW. This is important strategically, right? You can play it safe, which I tend to do a little too much. My my record of draws can attest to that. But if you're in the lead and it's not too much of a risk, then getting another touchdown matters, right? It matters for standing. So that first tiebreaker, well, second tiebreaker is your TD differential. So picking up as many TDs as possible will increase your standing. So strategically, it's important. Another armor break. Another great armor break. Projectile vomit with the troll. I don't think he's rolled block dice with the troll once all game. Afraid of that troll failing a die roll without the block skill. Three turns left. Can Entanglements get on the board? There's a mark coming up for a 2-die block against Jeff Bridges. Pat Cloverhitch moves downfield to be the scoring threat. Is he going to blitz with Ollie Sheepbend? Nope. Blitz with the thrower. 2-die blitz. 2-die blitz into a push. No rerolls. Reposition with a rush. Perhaps. Well, I don't know if he needs to mark. Well, maybe he does. Let's say 1 space ahead of Jeff Bridges. Entanglements still fighting for this ball. They do not want to lose the game. They're still fighting for the draw at this point. They've got a player in scoring position. They've got a thrower ready to go. The Orc team does not have a throwing game. Jump up block works out by Michael Boland. That's that jump up skill we talked about. Because it costs 3 MA to stand up, jump up doesn't require you to spend any movement to stand up. You can block. You have to roll a d6 and succeed on a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. No, it's 2/3. Oh, but that fails 900% of the time. And if you succeed on that die roll, you can take a block instead of a blitz. Turn 14 for the Gutterballz. Took some risks to try to get this ball down pitch. They wanted to score, but now they might be thinking about just holding up and keeping this ball safe. Was that? Did you see that? I'm gonna. Maybe the replay caught that. Look at Carl Hungus here on the replay. See if it caught it. Watch that. Is he winding up a middle finger? Is that what he's doing? Are you that crass, Carl Hungus? He is winding up a middle finger. That is exactly what he's doing. 2-9 block on one. Slipknot gets a push. Gets a push on one. Slipknot back on the bonus clock for the Gutterballz. They have under a minute remaining on the bonus clock. Currently looking at a 1 die with the ball carrier. Tried to dodge away. The dodge failed. Wow, and now we got a ball game. Turn 15. Tried to dodge away with Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges couldn't get away. The ball ends up right where it was. Entanglements has to end this turn in scoring position. They're already there. Oh, man. Good dodge into the end zone. It's going to go for it this turn. Is he going to try to blitz down Carl Hungus? If so, he wants another assist. They can give the bird but never hold the ball. Ajax rooting for the offense. Spire praying to Nuffle. Here we go. Oh! Oh, good pickup. Tried to dodge away. Failed the dodge. The ball goes out of bounds. And now thrown back in on the opposing 10-yard line. Turn 15 for the Gutterballz. They can still get the touchdown that they were hoping for. The prayer to Nuffle didn't quite get down the pipe in time. Let the troll get the ball. Philip Seymour Hoffman takes a mark on the ball, just some protection on the ball. It's going to be Jeffrey Lebowski who tries to recover this ball. It's a 3+ to pick up. One rush is required after the ball pickup. Oh, I was like, is he not going to do it? Good pickup. Wait, why go that direction? Why the extra movement? Now he needs to rush this. He's got to take the second rush now. Oh, what? Hey, sorry. Oh, no. Oh, was it an extra square sideways? All right, fair enough. So now can't score. Maybe just wants to keep the ball safe to get a... Maybe really afraid of Ollie Sheepend here picking up this ball. Two-die block in the right wide zone. This will be a stand for... Or a post standing. Back over in the left wide zone with 30 seconds on the clock. This will be a wrestle to the ground. And now a two-die against Towns. Square knot will be a knockdown as well. This will be a wrestle to the ground as well. That is a bodyguard. Two-die against the number 10 lineman. Gets a knockdown here. Looking for an 8+. Roll a skull. Spent the final re-roll into double skulls, and that will be a turnover. Final turn of the game coming up. Top of the 16th. I don't think there's anything Entanglements can really do, right? So let's say they blitz and the ball pops loose. This would be, well, I guess. No. So let's say the ball pops loose this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. It's 3, 3, 4. Well, it's a long bomb. There is a long bomb opportunity. It is the longest of long shots. Not gonna bother taking the risk. I think that's totally fair. Entanglements looking for some SPP here to close out the game. Oh, classic Michael Bolton. Oh, the ref lets a foul slide here with the 2 assists. 10-16 for the Gutterballz. They cannot get into the end zone. Warmaster says that countdown is triggering. Yeah, I think that's the intent. It's just the problem is the bug that makes it like keep ticking on the next turn. The Gutterballz up some SPP here. Otherwise, they're going to win this game 1-0 and finish week 1 near the top of the leaderboard. Two-dot block in the right wide zone. Gets nothing out of this. I think that's it. He'll try to pass for some SPP before the turn's up. Hey, it worked out. Well done. Got an extra point of SPP on Jeffrey Lebowski, and that'll be the end of the game. The Gutterballz are going to win this one 1-0. Congratulations to LD Marino. Great play by both coaches. Oh, thank you very much for hanging out with us, Hank Ranger. I appreciate it. And with that win, the Gutterballz are going to be in third place in Division A with their win. They are behind the Fishy Fiends that won 2-0, and the Spite Spire Snipers winning 4-0. Congratulations once again to LD Marino in the victory, in their victory tonight, and a great showing by all 6 coaches tonight. That was a lot of fun. Really great games that were played here tonight. We're going to take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening, and I'm going to get a bowl of cereal. Let's take a look at the schedule. All right, coming up next, we have our next streamed game is going to be this Thursday, October 23rd at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. And that's going to be the Goodest Boys Strike Back versus the Dream of Wish Foundation. Old Gamer Mike versus Nick Satan. That is going to be a blast. It's going to be Necromantic Horror versus Halflings. Nick Satan, the current league champion. We'll see that this Thursday. There's a number of games tomorrow night. You're always able to watch those in Blood Bowl 3 if you wish, or if those coaches are streaming their games, you can watch them that way as well. But we'll be back this Thursday. We have 2 more games left to schedule before the end of week 1. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel, and you can come hang out in our Discord. I'll put a link up in chat right now. Yeah, you can come hang out in our Discord, talk some chomp, talk Transformers or anything really. And when our next competition opens up, you feel free to join us then as well. I love this game. You got to play Blood Bowl. It is an absolute blast. What other game can you play football with vampires and elves and goblins and goblins on pogo sticks? It's such a great game. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for all the coaches who participate. Thanks for everybody that watches and shares in this super rad game. We'll have to see you back here this Thursday, October 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And until then, everybody, take care and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.